Hi everyone, it's Creely. Welcome to my guide for Final Fantasy XIV Dawn Trail's Endgame Gathering for patch 7.0. This guide will only be covering Botanist and Miner, as I have yet to level Fisher to 100. This guide will cover the new legendary nodes, the stat breakpoints, the new Thunder Yards gathering set, pentamelds I'm using, and the rotation I use to get the most from each node. Starting with the stats, gear, and melds, there are some required stats on these nodes. To start, you will need 4,480 perception to even attempt gathering the items. With the 6.4 gathering gear and melds, you just need 40-ish more perception to start gathering. The items are 100% gather rate with that level 90 set as well. I did not bother to find the minimum gathering for 100% gather rate because the old set reached it, meaning if you have the new Thunder Yards set, you are at 100%. To obtain the permanent Gatherer's Boon plus 30% characteristic, you will need 4,907 perception. For the Gathering Yield plus 1 characteristic, you need 4,754 gathering. The last characteristic is Gathering Integrity or Attempts plus 1. You need 930 GP. In short, you need Perception, 4,907, Gathering, 4,754, and GP, 930. You can get to these stats however you like. If you would like to follow the level 100 crafted Thunder Yards set and melds I am using, they are in a gear set planner on Teamcraft. The link will be in the description. If your plan is to use the orange script gear, I have bad news. Even with a full high-quality crafted right side, the orange gear is only the left at the moment, you still need to meld about 112 perception, just to gather the items. Not really a problem, however, all 3 node characteristics won't be active. Even if you pentamelded the right side, you will be short in every stat. I was told in a comment on a previous video I made that the required stats for the node characteristics are shown in minimums. For instance, Gathering Integrity plus 1 for 930 GP is the minimum. Further GP gains will increase the characteristic to plus 2 and plus 3 depending on how high you get your GP. This goes for the yield plus 1 as well. More gathering equals yield plus 2, etc. From past experiences, this does not make every integrity and yield characteristic plus 2. Instead, it adds another potential characteristic of plus 2. So you still get plus 1, but you now also get plus 2. That being said, you will never get 2 of the same characteristic. It will either be plus 1 or plus 2. Never both. If you followed along with my gear link, you will notice there is a food over the stats on the right. This food is not required to hit the minimum stats for each characteristic, but it does get you to the plus 2 breakpoints for both yield and integrity. By the way, if you're liking the video so far, please subscribe to my channel, I'd appreciate it. Moving right along, the new nodes, locations, and times. All times are in Eorzea time. TLDR, here is a macro for setting up the in-game alarm. I will post this macro in the description of the video as well. YouTube won't let me use the / on text in the description, so make sure you add that on each line. By the way, the mute on the end of each line mutes the alarm in duties. Starting with 12 AM and PM Eorzean time, the Ipe Log is located in Kozama Uka near X7Y33. The closest aetherite is Earthenshire. At 2 AM and PM is the Napaliflower, located in Shalawani near X11Y31. The closest aetherite is technically Sheshenewezi Springs. Oh my god. Sheshenewezi Springs. Husatawi will do as well. At 4 AM and PM is the Blackseed Cotton Ball, located in living memory near X28Y17. The closest aetherite is Ley Node Pyro. At 6 AM and PM is the Harmonite Ore, located in living memory near X9Y15. The closest aetherite is Ley Node Arrow. At 8 AM and PM is the Turali Alumen, located in Urkopocha near X37Y29. The closest aetherite is Warlar's Echo. Last but not least, at 10 AM and PM is Fine Silver Ore, located in Shalawani near X36Y28. The closest aetherite is Husatawi. Now for the rotation. I use Pioneer's Gift 1, Pioneer's Gift 2, Nafika's Tidings, King's Yield or Blessed Harvest 2, and a Bountiful Harvest 2. I'm getting from the Yield plus 2 about 44 items per node, the Integrity plus 2 42 items per node, and with just the boon 32 items per node. There are many other rotations out there. If you feel there's a better rotation, feel free to share it with everyone in the comments. We'd appreciate that. The final bit of info I will include in this video is the new Aethersand nodes and times. Starting with miner, we have Bright Wind Ore. This is an ephemeral node located in living memory around X10, Y11. The time frame of 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. The closest aetheryte is Laynode Arrow. The Bright Wind Ore reduces down to Mythlome Aethersand. The second miner item is Electro Coal. This is an ephemeral node located in Heritage Found around X26, Y12. The time frame of 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. The closest aetheryte is the Outskirts. The Electro Coal reduces down to Sun-Gilt Aethersand. The botanist items are first, Volcanic Grass. This is an ephemeral node located in living memory around X27, Y7. The time frame of 4 p.m. to 8 a.m. The closest aetheryte is both Laynode Arrow and Pyro. The Volcanic Grass reduces down to Mythroot Aethersand. The second botanist item is Gold Branch. This is an ephemeral node located in Shalawani around X16, Y10. The time frame of 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. The closest aetheryte is Shashenawezi Springs. The Gold Branch reduces down to Sun-Gilt Aethersand. These are collectibles, so I'm using the oldie but goodie Collectable Rotation. It remains largely unchanged. If you are starting from full GP with food, you can fit in a Priming Touch or Collector's Focus, but the most efficient rotation is the same as before. You need 700 GP minimum. I'll show it on screen now. This will allow you to do the rotation with one ageless words or solid reason. With full GP, you can use two ageless or solids. However, waiting to full GP is not that efficient in my opinion. Well, that just about covers everything for the endgame botanist and miner in 7.0. I will probably make a fisher guide once I get around to leveling that to 100, most likely right after this video, to be honest. Anyway, if you found this video useful, please share it with your fellow adventurers. Don't forget to like and subscribe. As always, have a safe journey.